It's 40 shillings on the drum for those who...
Hi, this is Ridge Runner again, with a tabletop review of the Bear Grylls Pocket Sheath Knife. Well, let me start out by saying, I really don't care who puts their name on this knife. I saw it in the store and just thought I'd pick it up because it looked interesting to me, I'm not going to lie. It's made by Gerber, and of course Bear Grylls scrawled his name across it, and has got his initials and everything on it. And say what you want about the guy, I like the knife, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. This is a 1/2 serrated blade, blackened, with an orange and black handle. Okay, it's got a lock back, which, as you know from some of my other videos, are ones I like. You can barely see that. There you go. There you can see it. And it's stiff. It's not one of those quick one-hand openers. You can open it one-handed, but it takes a little bit of doing to get it there. The knife is solid. It's got a good thick blade back for a, well, at least for a folding knife. And the blade itself is shaped a lot like the Gerber LMF, which, if you're familiar with those, is a rather high-end knife Gerber makes for the military. And one I'll do a review on at some other point. Now, here are my pros with this knife. It's got a really nice blade profile. The grind is good. And where it is straight, and where it has a straight edge, or a plain edge, it's very sharp. The serrations, well, they do their job because they're serrations, and you can't really mess those up. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've seen them messed up before, but not on this knife anyway. The handle, really, your hand engages the handle, this grip, real nicely. What you don't see here, because it's video and not you touching it, is that this orange here part, the pommel and the guard, are orange plastic, hard plastic. But the gray here is actually a rubberized insert, which really makes it nice in the weather. If it's wet and rainy, your hand's not going to slip around on it. Now, here's the thing I like about this. I like the fact that it's orange. If you're using this as a survival knife, you want it visible. And everyone wants these tactical knives with all of their camouflage and, low color scheme or whatever. And that's great until you drop it. And if it's your only knife, or it's the knife you're depending on to keep yourself alive, and it disappears into the brush, you're screwed. This gives you more of a chance of actually finding this knife should it get dropped. Here's a con, and it's really not in the knife, and I don't have the picture with me, but Bear Grylls sends out a little survival manual that comes with this. And part of the survival manual specifically shows someone using this knife, the blade specifically of this knife, as a way of signaling, as in using the shininess of the blade to signal. Well, maybe if you're looking at the video and you're not just listening to it, I'm pretty sure you're going to figure out that particular operation is not going to happen with this knife. So I ask myself why someone would show somebody how that they can use this knife in that function, yet put a blackened, subdued patina on the blade. And that may be a goof on Gerber's part, or it may be he just wasn't paying attention to when he put the knife together or designed it, if he designed it. I don't think he did. I think he just saw that this was nice and decided to slap his name on it. And Gerber liked the fact that he's on the television. But the long and short of it is, say what you want about the guy. The knife is pretty nice. I wouldn't try signaling with it. But other than that, I've been using it a while. This is a tabletop review with some experience in it. I've been using this knife for about a month now. I've been carrying it around with me. And I really like it. Now, here's the problems. Okay? The problems actually aren't really with the knife. It's the sheath. Remember I showed you with that blackjack knife a couple of minutes ago? Well, here we go again with let's just stitch some nylon strapping on the back of a pouch and hope the thing it stays. This is how you're carrying the knife. And yet, it's not, they couldn't go through the trouble of double stitching? I mean, really. Come on, guys. You know, you spend the time to embroider Bear's name on it and put a big BG on it. But you can't double stitch? Or how about this? Look at this. A little tiny piece of Velcro is supposed to keep that knife from falling out of this sheath. Now granted, the knife, this wide area here does keep it in the sheath pretty well, but after you've been wearing it a little while, the sheath starts to stretch out, and then of course the knife comes out very much easier. And let's go with Mr. Murphy here, or Colonel Murphy, who is in command of all of our efforts out in the field, and say that guaranteed somehow that's going to come loose, because it doesn't take much for that to get brushed open. And if it doesn't take that much to get that brushed open, and this is sufficiently well used enough, this knife is going to fall out. Now, my gripes with the sheath are, that being said, the gripes with the sheath and everything, this is actually not a bad choice in the field. It's a good everyday carry knife if you like carrying it, if you prefer things on your belt rather than things in your pocket. It's an excellent choice. And being that it's orange, it doesn't look tactical, so the sheeple aren't going to be as big, aren't going to be as uncomfortable about it. I wouldn't whip it out in an elevator, but other than that, you should be okay. So in all, the Bear Grylls pocket sheath knife is not a bad choice for the field. They have other ones, and I'm going to try them out as well. I do not endorse Bear Grylls. I'm not impressed with his exploits, but the knife is a decent knife. So, if you want to, make a new sheath for it. Actually, I'd highly recommend it. But, get it! It's a good knife. Enough said. This is Red Runner signing off.